Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, The Simple Happy Life. I'm Sabrina, and in today's video, I'm going to give you a tour of our homeschool room. I'm going to share with you how I have things organized in here and how we're using it this year. Now this video is special for two reasons. One, I'm adding this to a playlist of other moms sharing their homeschool organization and planning. And this playlist is hosted by Abby at Rooted in Rest and Jessica at the Wall Dog Way. So you guys are definitely going to want to check it out. I'll make sure I link it below in the description. The other reason this video is so special to me is because on Instagram right now, I'm doing a homeschool organization giveaway with two other mamas, Chanel at Two Lights Academy and Marquita at School at Home and Beyond. Guys, this community is amazing and I'm so happy to be collaborating with so many moms and just bringing you so much goodness. I'm so excited to be a part of that. So I know I've given you a lot to do, but everything will be in the description below. So let's jump into this homeschool room tour now. Welcome to our homeschool space. Now remember, you don't need a dedicated space for your children's learning. We do the majority of their focus work in this room though, and we have switched things up. So if you've seen my previous homeschool room tour, you know that things look a little different, and that's because this year we're going to focus more on independent work and our unit studies. So I'm so excited about that. But let me walk you through the space and talk to you a little bit about that as we go. So here, I wanted to put the cork boards down close to their desks so they can put up their spelling words and vocabulary words for the week, and as well as any other beautiful artwork that they want to display. Above it, I'm hoping to put a shelf. I was hoping that they would come in, but they haven't gotten here yet. So I'm going to hopefully be able to put those up so they can display some of the things that they're making. And then on their desk live a little lamp from Target, this little fox because we are the B School Foxes, that's our mascot, a little succulent in there, and then this is a candle holder that I light for them while they're doing their work. There's no candle in it right now. And then a coaster on their desks. Now underneath we have the same setup. Cameron's notebooks are here, Aiden's are at his desk, and inside I have their individual work. I've got a few more I need to print out and put in, and my weekend project is to change the labels on the notebooks. But this year we're going to be using Evan Moore, and I've purchased the digital books, so they're going to be, so I've printed them out and started adding them in there for him. And then the other books that came already bound, for his second grade, I went ahead and put in his bin down here. These are books. Cameron really likes to write and create his own books, so they are stored here along with his little clipboard. He has a timer in here, a sand timer. They both have one. And so for working on language arts, I say let's just work for 20 minutes. And then when that goes off, we'll take a break. They have their phonics phones, which they hold up and they can read out loud. They hear themselves read out loud. And they have a little pen in here, each of them. We use friction pens, so this has an eraser on it, and they erase really well. We have his headphones, and then his Chromebook, which he uses for Homeschool Planet, his keyboarding, his coding, and just all the like little math games and things like that we incorporate. He will use his Chromebook for that, and Aiden has one as well, and Aiden's desk setup is exactly the same, except Aiden, his color is blue, so his headphones and all the little things in there are blue. Do you guys color code your kids? So on this shelf live some kind of random things that we want to be able to have out and be able to access easily, so they just sit here beside the boys' desks. Up top, I have our letter board, which just has some words that remind me of just kind of how I set intentions for our homeschool this year, wanting to be more creative, just feeding into their little curiosity, and being consistent in our homeschool. Our globe is from Barnes & Noble, and then we have this microscope here, and underneath live slides. I've got some pre-made slides and some blank slides for them to make their own from little grass or bugs or whatever they find that they want to get a closer look at. In here we have this little bin is just from the Target dollar spot, and it's got their binoculars and their magnifying glasses inside. And this is nice to have here because they can grab it when we go on walks. Also in our backyard, we see a lot of deer and geese and crows, and so they can peek out the window and get a closer look at them. We have our anatomy books here. I actually have the ocean one pulled because we are using it with our shark unit next week. And then we have our Google Mini back here, and I love, love, love having that. We use it to play Mad Libs. We use it for timers. We use it to play music. We use it to ask how to say words in a foreign language we may not know how to say. So just a fun addition to our schoolroom. Here we have our let's see, can you see it? Our family field guides. These Spandex are so cool. I got them from kidsbooks.com, and I've really enjoyed them. You can find them on Amazon as well. And in front of that live our letters from afar. How cute are these little envelopes? I'm thinking about switching up how we display them or use them or store them. But the kids really like opening the envelopes right now, so I'm just going to leave it as is for the moment, but we'll see. And then we have their dictionary and their thesaurus. And here we have some just blank index cards for them to write down vocabulary words or things they want to learn more about. And then they can put them on their cork boards above their desks. And on the bottom shelf here, I have my lamination machine. This stores my lamination sheets, and then I have my printer, which we've had for years, and it has been good to me. Keep going for me, girl. And I use the HP ink program, and so they know when the ink is low, and they go ahead and send it out. So I have not ran out of ink or had to worry about that at all, and I think it's been really a money saver for us to have that. So like I said, my oldest desk setup is the same, and we've kept our Fox print here on the wall. So behind Cameron's desk live our art shelves, and the boys have asked to incorporate more art this year, and so I wanted them to feel heard and to make that a big part of our schoolroom. So we set these little art shelves up so they can we can create daily, and they can come and grab some of these things on their own. The only thing I've added since doing that, sharing these art shelves in a previous video, are these watercolor brushes, and I brought up some spice jars from our kitchen to store watercolor paints in. I feel like that's been a little easier. And so that's what's living there, as well as add a magazine file for some more of our art books. So if you want to go check that out, I will put, I'll make sure I put the card up. So beside that shelf lives our whiteboard, which we've kept the same, and our pocket chart, which we use to put vocabulary on during unit studies. We're in between unit studies, so I've kind of cleared it off. And then down here lives our basket full of chalkboards and whiteboards and clipboards and the markers and things that we would use on these boards. Now I want to share this one with you because this one's new to us. We've been using it for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, but I really like it because it's been a nice addition to our math lessons. And on the back of it, the boys can write out their spelling words or dictations, and so that's been fun for them. So this shelf right here is definitely Montessori inspired. While I'm working on a math lesson with one kid, I asked them to come over here and grab off some independent work that they can do. On top we have this little calendar from Target, and Cameron, my youngest, is responsible for changing this out, and I just have the pieces stored in this box right here. And I kind of just separated them out so he can flip through and grab them, and he's done okay with it, so I think we'll keep it like that for now. And then this is Cameron's shelf. If you've seen my Lakeshore haul, then you know the science folders that we have, and so I've put them in here with the different ones that whatever he's working on, and usually this work coordinates with what they're doing independently in their Evan Moore workbooks. So if they're talking about energy or sound, then I will pull out that folder and put it in here. If they're talking about verbs, then I will put verb cards in their grammar boxes. This has some math flashcards. My kids are into flashcards right now, so I'm kind of riding that wave. We don't always love them. They haven't always loved them, but they do now. So I've been making an effort to put those out for them. And then this holds their spelling words. And then here's some salt for Cam to write his spelling words in this week. And then we're going to be doing Shark Week. So I thought for geography, we do the 5 oceans. And so this is just a little book that I've picked up. I think this one's from Ollie's, and it's got like they can read the book and make this little display. And then inside here, I have some little sea creatures and different books that we have about the oceans and sea life. And so that's what lives there. Sometimes I'll trade this out for different puzzles of the different continents. So, but for August, that's what we're going to be working on. And then this is Aiden's shelf down here. Science folder, grammar box, spelling words. This little mat is to remind him to go grab out our cursive letters, and he can practice spelling out his cursive letters with those. And then some multiplication flashcards for him. This basket here just has some of our mats. Again, this is Montessori inspired, and the boys really like taking a mat and taking whatever work they want to work on and going and focusing and doing that independently while I work with the other. So on top of this cabinet, we have these cardboard boxes, and they are just from the Dollar Tree. I recently got some more of them. I've been using them, but I recently got some more of them and shared them in a Dollar Tree haul that I shared on Instagram, and I have it saved to a highlight, but I use these to store our unit studies. Our main unit studies are going to be coming from Moving Beyond the Page, and so I've already started pulling books and supplies that we're going to need for those units and put them in these boxes. And then like the bigger science kits and things are stored in these bigger bins in the closet. So that's what lives on top. And inside this one, I've already shared a video of how I've organized our games and these hands-on activities. These are from Lakeshore, again from Lakeshore, so I can put a card up for this game cabinet organization. We've got flashcards and more games and things down here. Now on this shelf, we have Spanish cards, spelling cards. We're using All About Spelling, and so the books to go in here are in here. Cameron's All About Reading, the Right Start Math, and then just some kind of random social studies things that I like to pull in when we are working on lessons. This shelf holds our devotionals and our mindfulness cards and our big life journals and a lot of things that we start our days with, as well as this musical multiplication books from The Good and the Beautiful. So they really like these. And so they live here because they fit in this little basket. And then we also have more math manipulatives and materials here. This box holds our Right Start Math manipulatives. I've also shared a video of how I've organized the different materials in these little mesh bags and then put these little tags on them from, sorry, it's kind of bright, but it says Abacus Tiles. And so that's what lives in this box until we are ready to use it for the week. So for the week, I've been putting them in different bins. And last week, this really worked for me just to have everything that we would need for the lessons dropped in here. And then I can just pull off this box and the math books, and we get to our lessons. Underneath here, we have math books or a math literature to go along with lessons. And if I'm reading a book to go along with the lesson for that week, I go ahead and drop it in this box as well. And then we have some like language arts books. I get these are from Rainbow Resource, and the boys have thought these were fun. So we haven't read them all, but I think they're a really nice addition to our lessons. And these are just ones that I've had. They don't really use them like that. Like I said, they have, or like I showed you, their dictionary and thesaurus that they use, which is easier for them to use, is located on the other side beside their desks. Thing over here with the unit studies. But in this one, we have books. In this one, I have workbooks, sticker books, activity books to go along with different lessons. I picked them up for extra practice on things to take with us when we travel. Here I have my big fat notebooks, which I really like as guides in doing unit studies. I've got some more like activity books here. I've got one about African Americans and one about Latino history, and the archaeology one we use for our pre-history unit study. So that's been a nice resource to have that bin for different activities to pull into different lessons. And then for the boys, I used to have all of the books organized in these type bins, but they're a little older, their hands are a little bigger, and they can grab off books. And so having them organized in this rainbow kind of a fashion just makes it easier for them to put the books back on the shelves. Now I do have our paperback books still in these bins. This one is history and geography. Sorry, that's a little hard to see, but they're just all stored in here. And then we've got science paperback books in here. So on top of this shelf lives this really long, beautiful book that won't fit on the shelves, but we have it displayed up top. This we got when we were in Waco, Texas at Magnolia Market. Beautiful. And then our salt rock is back there. It's not plugged up right now, but I need to get that plugged back in. I can really notice the difference when it's not plugged in here. This shelf has more books. And so we keep most of our chapter books and read alouds that we would use with school in here. And the boys have more in their room. So what I like about this is that we have room to grow, which is nice. And this bin right here holds like our holiday books. This one has some picture books. Not a ton. Most of them are in their room. But this one I wanted to make sure we kept out because it was signed by Miss Michelle Obama. Guys, how? Okay, I just got to show you this one. I just got to share it. Yeah, we were running around the house doing little dances because, oh my goodness, Michelle Obama sent us a book. And we watched her on PBS Kids, and the boys really enjoyed that read aloud time. So that was so special when we got that. Here are just some more chapter books that we are using for read alouds this year, and some that we've already read but we'll probably go back to. And then our DK readers are stored down there. And I like to pair those with, for their independent reading, with lessons, as well as these up here. So here on this easel that I picked up from Ross lives our world map, and underneath is our little dino friend that we made during our prehistory unit. And once I get the shelves above the boys' desks, he may live over there. On the back of the world map, we have the map of the United States, and I like having this here because we can just pull it down. We can write and dry erase marker on it. We can trace out paths and different things. So that's really convenient for us to have that right here. Beside our giant table, guys, I am loving this table for our unit studies. You've probably seen me post some pictures of us sitting at it and working on Instagram. You've seen me share videos here on YouTube right on this table, and I'm loving, loving, loving it. We have enough space to spread all of our stuff out because things get messy. The boys just bring over their chairs and we work, and it's been great. I thought I would miss my desk, but I don't. So we have my planner cart is still here. It floats between the closet and there and beside my desk and in my room. And so I thought I was going to need to get another one, but when I realized I could get these file cabinet drawers and that they fit under this table perfectly, I was so excited. So above here lives my MacBook. And when you open up this drawer, I have my Surface Pro that my husband got me for my birthday, which was so sweet of him. And then some other planners that I use on a daily, as well as my files, because I don't like having paper clutter. And so if you saw my previous video, you know I used a gold rack to store these on. I still have the gold rack, but this is working better for me right now. And so I have had the same system for years. I have a to-do, to file, receipts, coupons, bills, and then and taxes. And so I have this for home. The blue is for homeschool. The yellow is for business. And then we have another yellow set for another business. And so this is how I keep all of our paperwork temporarily, and then things that need to be filed go to our permanent filing. Things that need to be shredded are shredded and tossed. And so this doesn't get too crazy. But this is how I store our paperwork, and it has been helpful. Done it for years, and it's like magical with paperwork not accumulating on you. And so underneath that drawer, I have this kind of a random drawer. I've got our book stands to hold up our big books. I've got our current candle that we're using, which my girlfriend gave me. Thanks, Erica. It smells so good. It says, "You are loved." And I can like smell it in the drawer, just opening the drawer. And then these are some Usborne encyclopedias that are nice to have on hand to look up things as we're going through our lessons. Recently, I picked this up from Target. I'm going to be working on my hand lettering while the boys are working on their cursive. And so I thought that would be a nice, easy workbook to use. And in here, I just have like stickers and like page flags like these to mark books. And so that's, and I have my laptop chargers back there. So that's what lives in there. I have a video on my planner cart and the things that are stored in here. These are planners that I would use weekly, or notebooks and workbooks that I'm working through. But the planners in the drawer here are things that I use daily. Okay, guys, so the last thing I want to share with you is our homeschool closet. I am grateful that we have this closet because we have a lot of stuff in here. So like I said before, in these bins here live, they're not full and they're not organized in any sort of way, but I have like science kits and art kits and things that we're using with, that we have used and that we will be using with lessons this year. Let's see, I'll work this way. I just talked about my planners. So other traveler's notebook inserts. I use some Happy Planner stuff. So those papers are here. Things that I've printed out from Etsy shops that I want to hold on to are in this as well. The letters for our letter board are stored here. And then I've got work from our first and second year of homeschool stored in those. If we drop down here, I've got these little packs. These are from the Target Dollar Spot, but we use them for nature packs. They've got journals and watercolors and colored pencils. They drop their binoculars in here. This one's mine. This one's Cameron's, he's green, and this one's Aiden's, he's blue. And so they might be getting a little big for them, but we're still enjoying them right now. This basket is another one from Target. Right now it just has some masking tape in it that needs to be put into our extra supplies. And this box right here has things that I need to cut out, things that I need to laminate, things I need to hole punch and put in the boys' notebooks. And so that way those papers aren't scattered everywhere. They're not necessarily a part of my filing system, but just more homeschool projects and things that need to be done. And, you know, I know where that stuff is and it doesn't get lost. I also have our notebooks and extra paper stored in these magazine files, which is easy for the boys to get. We have this stapler, which Cameron loves to use to make books. In these drawers, we just have some supplies like their the thumbtacks they use for their cork boards. And then I have these little, sorry, I think it's a little blurry, clips that I like to hang up the posters in, so I have to puncture a hole in them on our cork boards. And then these drawers just have things like staplers and pencil sharpeners and stuff like that. Now, let's go this way. So some of these are full, some of these are empty. I haven't labeled them because I'm still organizing them, but they hold our curriculum that we are not using anymore, or that I want to hold on to reference. And then this has their unit study books that we've done so far are made for this year. Here we have our other candles. This holds letters for the pocket chart that Cameron can use to practice his spelling words. And then this is labeled wrong. This actually has my hole punchers in here and then label makers in here. This is where we store our science kits that we've used, our science curriculum that we've used. And I shared a video on how to organize our science curriculum there. And I forgot to share up here. So this is stuff like extra index cards and glue and folders and sticky pads and little die cuts that I might put on there. Cork boards. So that's the things that live in those containers there. Down here, we've got some math manipulatives. So they're balance. Math balances are here with the weights. We've got some clocks. This one's from Target, Walmart, and a Geo board. Here live the cursive letters I was telling you about. I don't know if I can get it out without knocking them out. Can you see? They're so cute. I shared them in another video about, in my last video about our reading and spelling. So again, science kits in there. We've got paper, reams of paper for the printer in here, as well as some like glossy, thicker paper, some cream paper and gray paper. This little drawer has some trays, some wooden trays and metal trays that we use. In the corner, we have more posters that I put up on the cork boards and trade those out as we're doing different things. Over here are more math manipulatives. I'm still going with this closet, guys. Thank you for your patience. So in here we have, the boys really like the skateboard guy, but you can print out all different kinds of these, and they have, you know, the little shapes to put on them to create the little people or whatever you print out. And then underneath in this box, I have little animals, little tube animals and animals from the Dollar Tree and different things that we're going to be using for units this year. I felt like that was really preschool and kind of young, but my boys are really liking it and pairing it with our lesson. So we're going to keep that going for now. And this little bucket, this is from the Target dollar spot. I love that spot, clearly. But it's got some little wooden containers I've picked up from the Dollar Tree that I've thrifted. This is what I'm kind of using for our life cycle tray from Amazon. And so those things live in here. So on this shelf here, I've got some more math manipulatives, and then they have their Melissa and Doug money under here. And so I can trade that out and put it on their shelves for them to do work with. In here we've got some more math manipulatives, some counters, and so those are easy for them to grab when they're working on math independently as well, and they want to use those. We've got some more math manipulatives in here, Unifix cubes, a little cash register, I've got a balance, so all that just lives in there. And then this is our charging bin where we put random cords to charge headphones, to charge our tablets, to charge, I don't know, whatever random cords that you guys know we have, different USB cords or whatever, they all live in there. Here we have this poster, which I'm about to change out. It's a color wheel. And so with our shark unit, we're going to be playing more with our watercolor. So I thought it might be fun to get in some more art lessons in that unit. And then we've got this big flip chart here that the boys really like. And then putting down the floor and us all working on it together. We've got our art mats here that we use for cutting and gluing and painting. And then we've got our bigger watercolor paper. So that's what lives in here. So that is it for this closet and for our homeschool room tour. Guys, thanks so much for walking through our space with me today. I hope I've shared something that you find helpful. I know I always do, and with watching other moms' videos and stories, I find them encouraging and inspiring, and I hope I've done a little of that for you today as well. Don't forget to check out the playlist I'm linking below, hosted by Abby at Rooted in Rest and Jessica at the Wall Dog Way, where this month mamas are going to be sharing their homeschool organization and planning. So I know that's going to be great. And don't forget to hop on Instagram and enter a giveaway I have going on with some other mamas of homeschool organization supplies, guys. Go check it out. I will link that below as well. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I will be back with more soon, guys. Take care. Bye.